Right now, most people aren't asking the real question. They're asking, how do I get through the day? But the right question is, how do I stay whole in a world that won't settle? Because that's not just a mindset question, it's a brain and nervous system question. When the brain and nervous system are under strain, everything downstream feels it. Your focus, your digestion, your sleep, your mood. And the good news is your system can learn to shift from fight or flight to rest and restore, from brain fog to clarity. It's not new and it's not theoretical. Decades of neuroscience and sensory research have shown that sound, visual input, and frequency-like rhythms can shift attention, stress response, and the internal state. And those effects are now being packaged and sold everywhere. But here's what almost nobody realizes. Most solutions are built one layer at a time. One frequency, one tool, one device, one input. So people keep trying more and still feel stressed. The question isn't whether these solutions affect the human system. The evidence is already everywhere. The question is, what happens when sound, visual input, and frequencies are finally combined into one synchronized formula, engineered to work together, not separately. Because in a world that won't settle, something must support the human system, so you can become the cause, not the effect. In the video you're about to watch, I'll reveal the formula and show you through a simple example how this works in real time. Let me tell you my story. 20 years ago, I had a near-death experience. I was in a coma for 3 days. When I woke up, I didn't return to the life I knew. I was bedridden for a year. When I returned, I also had retrograde amnesia. I knew who my family was, but I could only remember a handful of moments from my life. After that year, I was formally diagnosed as disabled. That was the medical conclusion. I didn't accept it. I refused that destiny and rebuilt my life by inventing something so that my brain and nervous system could function in harmony. That decision changed my trajectory. Not quickly, not all at once. What I created was not just a practice, not just a program, not just something I use when needed. It is something I rely on daily. The world today isn't slowing down. The headlines make that clear. The AI-driven pace of life makes that clear. The way people are holding stress makes that clear. This isn't an issue with you. It's a systemic shift. So the most important question of this new era isn't about optimization or productivity. It's how do I stay whole in a world that is fractured, overstimulated, and unable to settle? Because that's not just a mindset question, it's a brain and nervous system question. When your brain and nervous system are under strain, everything downstream feels it. Your focus, your digestion, your sleep, your mood. And the good news is, the nervous system can learn to shift from fight or flight to rest and restore, from brain fog to clarity. Imagine if staying whole didn't require constant fixing, or forcing yourself to believe, or reinventing who you are. Imagine if it simply came from having a daily way for your brain and nervous system to settle, so your natural internal rhythm could return on its own. This isn't for everyone. It's for people who notice that their system is overloaded, people who prefer steadiness over chaos, and clarity over noise. People who don't need another thing to manage, they need the missing link that fits into daily life. something informed by neuroscience and sensory processing, with additional inspiration from emerging areas like quantum biology and biofield science. If that sounds like you, you'll notice whether the next part matters. At a certain point, you stop asking why things keep happening and start choosing what happens next. When the world changes this much, something must support the human system, not with one frequency or one wearable device, not reactively when something shifts and everything changes, not another supplement or product to consume, but proactively, daily, quietly, consistently. That's what I spent years building, a 3-step proprietary system using a coordinated multi-sensory approach made of restorative music, immersive video, and transformative frequencies. Music built on a patented 10-layer proprietary music system, supporting top-down, mind and brain, mental clarity. Video built on a patented 7-layer proprietary visual system, supporting bottom-up, body cells, sensory engagement. Transformative frequencies, supporting a more coherent internal state, promoting general wellness and a sense of vitality. This multi-sensory approach is your missing link, not as an idea, not as a theory, but as something livable, something I rely on daily. This invention changed what disabled meant in my daily life. What I invented and designed has a name. It's called Soul Link. It's not something you learn, it's something you tune into. Soul Link's bioresonance architecture is made of a 3-step proprietary system. You simply choose a restorative music, then an immersive video, then a transformative frequency. Then press Create Your Experience, and Soul Link combines them into one synchronized session. You don't use it to fix yourself. You use it to support and align yourself. There's nothing to believe in, nothing to master, nothing to force. Rather than explain it further, I want to show you. This is a short example, nothing you need to do, no expectations, no effort. Just notice how your system responds. Take 5 minutes now to tune into this and stay until the end. There's no right way to experience this. Some people notice a shift, some don't. Both are okay. What matters isn't what you noticed, but that your system was given space to respond. What you just experienced isn't random. It's a proprietary, science-informed, multisensory system. Physics gives us a simple governing principle. What isn't processed accumulates. When stress and stimulation have no outlet, they accumulate. The mind stays on, the body stays braced, the system loses its natural rhythm. When disruptions of energy have no pathway, they don't resolve, they accumulate and destabilize the system. People work the same way. Unprocessed mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual energy don't vanish just because we pause for a few days. That's why I don't wait for things to fall apart. I support my alignment daily by tuning into a more coherent internal state. SoulLink gives me a consistent way to do that, not as a solution to chase, but as something that fits into how I live. You don't need to decide anything today. However, if what you've heard resonates, the next step is simple. It's an invitation to read the health booklet, a quick 1-hour read that explains the foundation behind this work, so returning to yourself becomes natural. Just scan the QR code to download your free copy today. You'll also have the option to begin a 30-day SoulLink experience at no cost. Thank you for your time.